active antibiotics is daptomycin. This one can come in handy for some especially resistant bugs. Our scene is going to take place at this one-of-a-kind chicken shanty. It didn't used to look quite so divey. But with all those plant-based foods cropping up, it's a tough time to be a chicken slinger. Okay, get ready. We're about to drop some nuggets of information to help you learn all about daptomycin. Chicken theft? Insurance fraud? Whatever the case, let's have DAPT represent the antibiotic daptomycin. Now, daptomycin isn't your go-to everyday kind of antibiotic, but it is there when you're up against especially nasty bacteria. Daptomycin is a cell wall active bactericidal antibiotic. Hence why we've got this poor dude here who just can't get his credit card to swipe. Sorry, dude, your transaction is terminated. Much like a demagnetized credit card, think of daptomycin's action as death by ions. By this, we mean that daptomycin specifically uses two free calcium ions to insert its lipid tail into the bacterial cell wall, which creates a little channel for rapid ion flux. Subsequently, the cell membrane depolarizes, potassium ions flow out of the cell, and the rest, as they say, is history. All potassium-dependent DNA, RNA, and protein synthesis come to a halt, and the cell dies. Now, this purple delivery van has entered our scene to remind you that daptomycin's spectrum of activity is pretty similar to that of vancomycin, covering those purple gram-positive bugs such as strep, staph, and enterococcus species. But unlike vancomycin, daptomycin can stand up to the most resistant of bacteria. We're talking vanc-resistant enterococcus. Hence, we've graffitied the vancomycin van with the word resist. Okay. Technically speaking, we should mention that on the official FDA drug label, Dapto is approved for vanc-sensitive enterococcal strains only. But believe us, it works on the resistant kinds. Frickin' bureaucrats, am I right? Daptomycin is also active against Staph aureus, hence the other graffiti we've added on the shop. Yep, daptomycin will show no mercy towards staph infections. We're talking the methicillin-sensitive and methicillin-resistant kinds. Okay, let's go over a few important infections you'd want to treat with daptomycin. First indication, bacteremia. Daptomycin is effective against bacteremia caused by MRSA and MSSA, hence the drippy sanguineous paint here. That's just paint, right? Now, you might be asking yourself, but will daptomycin work if your patient has bacteremia and right-sided endocarditis? Yep. And to extra remind you that daptomycin has got you covered, we've added 3 peaks to the roof of our little shop here. All in all, daptomycin is a great choice for complicated skin and skin structure infections caused by likely culprits including staph, group A strep, and E. faecalis. Unfortunately, it won't fix the structural damage of the chicken shanty. Is daptomycin sounding a little too good to be true? Okay, there's one contraindication. So remember how we told you that daptomycin is super similar to vanc? There's just one major exception. Daptomycin should not, we repeat, should not be used to treat pneumonia. It just won't work, and that's because your surfactant actually inactivates it. So make sure to reach for vanc or another alternative for a nasty MRSA pneumonia. Daptomycin is usually well tolerated, but there are a few important side effects to be aware of. And who better to help you learn about these adverse effects than our one-of-a-kind, totally not at all ripped-off chicken mascot? Yeah, we at Sketchy love to rescue out-of-work mascots. Just as we promised, the bird is the word. You'll notice our chicken is sporting a drumstick here with a big bite taken out of it, which is our recurring Sketchy symbol for rhabdomyolysis. That's because daptomycin is toxic to muscles and can cause muscle pain, or myopathy, or even muscle tissue breakdown, aka rhabdomyolysis. To remind you to check CPK levels, we're going to give our mascot a sign with C, P, and K in bold. You're going to want to check the CPK before beginning treatment and then at least weekly. Take caution if your patient is on another myotoxic drug like a statin. And if CPK gets too high, daptomycin might need to be stopped and swapped in for a different antibiotic. Daptomycin can also cause peripheral neuropathy. Think numbness, burning, and tingling. And as we've hinted here, the distribution of this neuropathy is in a stocking and glove pattern. Okay. No self-respecting chicken fanatic would be caught dead without a bib. So let's complete our mascot's look by adding this bib here that's oddly reminiscent of a pathologist section. And this is to remind you that daptomycin can cause eosinophilic pneumonitis, which is a pretty rare but serious allergic reaction to the drug. This finding is marked by elevated eosinophils and inflammatory infiltrates in the lungs. Man, that's foul. Foul. Foul? Foul. And that's it for daptomycin, the last of the cell wall active antibiotics. It's a pretty awesome alternative to vancomycin because it covers many of the same gram-positive bugs and infections. Just not pneumonia. Also, remember that it kills the bacteria dead by cell membrane depolarization. And its main side effect is myopathy, so check that CPK level. We hope you learned a lot and were entertained along the way. And please feel free to hire the chicken mascot for all your future study sessions. Unless, he gets that coveted spot on Sketch TV's latest reality sensation, the concealed crooner that he's been hoping for. Fingers crossed. Foul!